my love, and welcome to my sacred space in this beautiful place on YouTube. Honestly, we're not here for the aesthetics. We're not here for entertainment. We're not here to gossip and to tell stories that you'll probably forget by tomorrow and to rot your brain with unnecessary information that compares you to me. That's not what we're doing over here. Welcome to my diary. Honestly, there's a few things on my mind that I want to talk about and work through today. And with this beautiful opportunity of the 1111 portal gate being wide open, my psychic senses are tingling and I am feeling more empathetic than usual. And I am an empath for sure. One thing that I wanted to talk about is the fact that though I may generally be a positive, always preaching high vibrational energy type of person, though I may seem optimistic and though I may always have a smile on my face, the truth is we didn't incarnate just for the love and just for the light, or else we wouldn't have incarnated to this three-dimensional world at all. I incarnated to experience the vast emotional frequencies that exist on this universe. And today, honestly, what came up for me was pain. What came up for me was grief. What came up for me was low self-esteem, insecurity. What came up for me was guilt and shame. And last night before I went to bed, I generally do an energy check on myself every morning, every night. How am I feeling? What does my energy feel like? What does my Ori want to say to me? And yesterday night I went to bed with this unexplainable irritability and just this uncomfortability with the nature of the world. And at this particular time, with the election, disappointment, and with just an overall wide range of emotions and really powerful, really tense emotions floating around, I've been picking it up like crazy. And so yesterday, Sunday, I went to church, and the pastor, he gave a really incredibly beautiful and incredibly resonant sermon that just really, really spoke to me. I just wanted to go over a few of the points that really stuck with me, and these ended up being the exact same themes that I was picking up on. For me, sometimes when heavy things come up, it's a major opportunity to transform. So I really just wanted to talk about how at the end of the day, we are so attached to our money and to our material gains, into our jobs and our careers and our lifestyles. And honestly, as much as those things help us live our life and help us go around, we live in an incredibly capitalist society that doesn't really value our general health and well-being, our general happiness and joy, So what I wanted to talk about is when we have goals, aspirations, desires that are rooted in material things, we have to remember the balance of the material world and the spiritual world. So whenever we are trying to manifest, say, money or a job or a career, something of that aspect, it's almost never just going to be a material process. We're going to go through a very big spiritual journey in which we're probably going to, experience everything that is needed in order to develop us and transform us into the version of ourselves that has what it is that we want. When you're at a point where you're unsatisfied with your life and you're feeling guilty, you're feeling shameful, you're feeling just overall irritated, aggravated, you're feeling like a victim of your situation, you're feeling like no one can relate to you, no one understands, and honestly at the end of the day, you feel like you have these big goals and dreams but they feel so far away. The goal here is to be completely liberated from our attachment to those material things and to the version of ourselves that we have been in the past. So when we think about manifestation and the journey that manifestation takes us on, I always talk about how, like I said earlier, it's never just about the material goal. It's always about the journey. So when it comes to that particular journey, if you happen to be a perfectionist, if you happen to be, say, a Pisces moon or a Virgo maybe, and you have a certain fixation of exactly what you want this thing to look like, exactly what you want it to feel like, exactly what type of person you're trying to call into your life. And you have this clear vision in your mind, and that's exactly how it's supposed to go. And if something goes wrong, then your life is screwed. If that tends to be you, the goal and the intention that we must bring to the forefront of our mind is only giving what we can, only giving what it is that we have, emotionally, physically, and even spiritually, and giving these things with absolute faith that we have enough already. We are enough already. We are whole, we are complete, everything we need exists within us. However, when it comes to, wanting to call those things in and giving it energy, you want to be generous with the energy that you're giving it. So from what I understand, from what the pastor was talking about, we have to be in a place in our life where we have faith that we have more than enough to give, and that if we're calling something into our life, it's because we have the space for it, right? And honestly, sometimes that requires making sacrifices. That requires taking, for example, say you want to become an amazing artist, right? You're trying to manifest that. You're not going to be able to, do the 3-6-9 method, go to sleep, wake up the next day and create a masterpiece. What you're going to want to do is sacrifice your time and be generous with your time. And if you are dedicated to manifesting an incredibly amazing art piece, you have to be willing to give the time that you have, from your day, whatever time that it is that you have, even if it's one singular minute, you have to be willing to give that time, even just the thought towards that manifestation. And that's really a metaphor for anything that you're trying to manifest, and I hope that resonates. But the problem is when we try to approach our manifestations and our desires from a place of bitterness, from a place of disappointment, a place of anger and rage, and we desire these things so much because we feel that they are going to fill us, they're going to make us whole, and we're so disappointed with who we are right now. We're so disappointed with our life right now that we are so desperately trying to call in something better. That is not the vibration that we're going to be able to even commune with others in order to create from, because it's such a low vibrational place that there's no shame in it, there's no guilt that you have to have for being in that place, because it's human and it's normal and it's natural. But understand that a lot of times we're grieving things and we don't even realize it. So say you do want to become an amazing artist. If you're currently someone who's really awkward and doesn't really know how to, do the art thing, and really you don't have the skill, or maybe you feel you don't have the creativity or the ideas, but it's just something your soul so deeply desires. Instead of approaching becoming an artist from a place of, I'm angry that I'm not already one, I feel guilty because I feel like I should already be good at it, I'm feeling frustrated because I'm not patient and I'm trying to rush to become something that I don't feel that I truly am. If this is the energy that you're approaching this from, you're going to push it so much further away from you. It's when we shift and we accept where we're at, and we accept who we are, and we ask God, and we literally say, this is who I am, this is where I'm at. I ask that you help me be liberated from this thought pattern, from these thought cycles. Help me be liberated from this pain. Allow me to be free from these chains, of feeling constantly in a state of low self-esteem, or feeling unworthiness, or whatever it is that you had, pointed out that it was your emotion that you're trying to transform. Once we figure out exactly what it is and we accept where we're at, that's when we can have that conversation with God. You know what I'm saying? That's when we can go into prayer, into meditation. In this video, I chose to write out all of the things that, came from my soul, from my heart's deepest desires. I chose to write genuinely about where I was at and how I was feeling and where my cups are, if my cups of life are full, if my pentacles of life are full, if my swords of life are fully, armed. You know what I'm saying? I love to talk in reference to tarot, because I understand life so much through tarot. But when we have all areas of our life balanced, it doesn't necessarily mean that all areas of our life are completely perfect and beautiful. It just means that we're aware of what's going on. And it's being aware of where, our energy is low, where our energy is high, where our shadows are coming from, what energy needs to be transformed. When we are honest and we come from a place of purity, and honestly, I think that a misconception within the spiritual community is that the only pure emotions are high vibrational emotions. And I'm here to tell you guys that my understanding is that pure emotions are also grief, they're also anger, they're also despair. You know what I'm saying? These are all pure human emotions, and when we're honest and when we're open and we accept that this is where we're at, and we are humble enough to go before God and to ask literally for forgiveness and to ask for clarity and to ask to be released and to be free from all that stress and all the anxiety and all the pain that we've been carrying, the burden on our back. It's my understanding that not only does he want to transform this energy for us, he will transform it so that it will nourish us. He will transform it so that it will feed our spirits, not only just for this lifetime, but for lifetimes beyond, because that is the most that can be asked of us. You know what I'm saying? We don't have to exist in misery. We don't have to constantly exist in the low vibrational emotions. We just have to accept them. We have to honor them. We have to honor them just as much as we honor gratitude and love and happiness. And we have to accept them as a part of us, because that's the only thing that we can control. So by letting go of attachments to outcomes of how the manifestation is going to come and when it's going to come and what it's going to look like and how it's going to feel, though those are things that we can tap into, and though those are things that are exciting to think about, they're not necessarily things that we can control. You know what I'm saying? We can only control what it is that we have to give. So by giving that time, by giving that energy, by giving whatever it is that you have to give, that, that's what we can control. And the idea is also, say you are not dealing with being in a low vibration, let's stick with the original analogy and say that, you are such an amazing artist that you don't even think twice about it. The point is not to, only give 5 minutes of your time to create masterpieces because you've been blessed with the skill, and not giving the bare minimum from a surplus, but giving everything that you have. And that is what's going to be multiplied. So when God multiplies and transforms things for us, I'm under the belief that he transforms it for us based on what we have given. So if I give 5 minutes of my time, he will transform it into 10 minutes of satisfaction for the art that I have created, right? Say I give 8 hours of my day. Say I do some crazy shit like that. Give 8 hours of my motherfucking day. I'm under the belief that energy will multiply. And now you'll have 16 hours of joy and love and fulfillment, right? So the point is trusting that by going deep into your surface, by accepting where you're at and understanding, not from a surface level, but going deep into the shadow self, to the subconscious mind, figuring out what you have been programmed to believe, what habits you have been continuously perpetrating in your life, seeing, the truth of your soul, and understanding that you have a team of light beings, a team of angels, ancestors, guardians, guides, God, Jesus, disciples, whoever it is you believe in, trusting that you have these guides and these beings here whose sole purpose is to help you, is to guide you, is to direct you in the right path, is to uplift your spirit no matter how low of a space you're in, no matter how chaotic your life has been, no matter how much pain you're in, right? Being present with it and having faith in that particular moment, even in this moment right now, choosing to have faith right in this present moment. We can't control what your brain looks like in, a week from now. We can't control what your thought pattern looks like a year from now, or honestly, even tomorrow morning. But today, We're choosing to have faith, and we're choosing to trust that this divine plan is in action, and that we have chosen this particular series of life passions and inspiration, and we've chosen these things that we want to manifest into our life. So there's no need to stress about them not being here. Maybe not in the particular way that we would have wanted, and maybe not with the exact vision that we had in our mind, but being present and understanding that we have given what we have. We have shown up with the energy that we, already attained, with wherever it is that you're at on your journey. As long as you showed up, and as long as you have allowed yourself to understand that it's time to let go of whatever attachments, keep you feeling safe, whatever attachments allow you to feel simply comfortable, and letting go completely, asking yourself to be free, to be vulnerable, and understanding that the vulnerability of giving yourself the opportunity is the freedom.